My name is Murat, Murat Akalın, and I'm studying psychology in Turkey. Coming from Antalya, actually, I was living there for 20 years, yes, and for 6 years I've been here. It was Manavgat Lisesi. It was a high school that state gives us. I didn't pay for it. It was a normal state high school. Actually, my first major was advertising. After that, I started to have a double major from psychology, and I wanted it because I was interested in human psychology because it was helping for advertising too. But actually, I was writing on everything. I was thinking about those issues, about human behavior and other stuff, about human mind. So I started to have psychology courses and started double major. Actually, I had some trouble about how will I do because I had two majors and how will it be? It could be hard. I thought if I could success or not, but it was successful. After that, I started in the second grade. I thought that I can succeed it because it was not so hard. It was the anxiety of it, but not the hardship of it. It was not so hard. My expectations were just the graduation was important to me because having two majors could help me, but other than that, the psychology is something that is going to help me in every area of my life. So it was not only for the psychology department, not only for my career, but for all parts of my life. It was important. So it is. My expectations were not so high actually. I wanted to have some books and read them because reading it is enough. Now I think that reading is enough for psychology, but it will be good having some professors that are good in the psychology area. But I can say that I met my expectations myself because I was reading, and reading is enough for me. Other than that, the psychology courses was enough actually. My social life is perfect. I had lots of girlfriends. I'm joking.
My nigga.
If it's good for having girlfriends actually too, but social life, because psychology is an area that you understand people, and the first thing about psychology is that you don't judge people, and for clinical psychology too. So you have anthropology courses, and in anthropology it says that every human being born in different cultures, so the culture shapes the person. So every human being is different and has different experiences. So the not judging gave me the opportunity for having social relationships. It was genetic course. Actually, I did not know if we had such a course because the social psychology, I thought about psychology as a social science actually, but the biological side of it was so important that in every area of psychology, anxiety, depression, panic disorders, schizophrenia, the biological side of it is in everywhere, and the prescriptions are for that. So we just learned about action potential and biology of human mind and brain and neurology. So it was something that I did not expect, but it was so important that I just learned it, and I'm happy about learning it. In general, there are lots of courses, and one of them is clinical psychology and social psychology, cultural psychology. Actually, those things are includes the social and biological side of psychology. So it just contains in every area of psychology that we can study and read about. It's about clinical psychology, I think, because the students are fond of clinical psychology. Actually, if you ask any person, the class, what area are you going to follow in psychology, almost 8% of it will say that it's clinical psychology. So in Turkey too, it's directed to clinical psychology in psychology courses. Hardest course could be mathematics for me, but for other people it can be thinking pathology maybe, because the book is a bit thick. And what can be other, maybe anthropology, because the book is thick. And other than that, it's not so hard because there are multiple choice questions, most of them are. So they're not so hard. But if you don't read in English, it can be really hard for you. It was genetics. So it was like that. I didn't know that if I had genetics or not, as I said before. But genetics is something like this is this, and it's not changing. You cannot just comment on it. It's this, and your answer is this. It's just like.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, yeah, that's true. My favorite course can be thinking. It can be anthropology, because culture was affecting me too much. It's not all about psychology, but psychology part of it impressed me too much. In psychology, in every area of not every area, but in clinical psychology, we need master's degree. And other than that, we can work in some places, but for me, it's not gonna be enough. But for a person that is not trying to improve, or just, okay, I have knowledge about psychology and it's not, you can just work in somewhere, but you cannot just improve your ability to maybe practice clinical psychology. But other than that, they can work in everywhere, because psychology is an area that you can work in everywhere too. A typical work days for graduates. They can work in schools, they can work in companies, so it changes from area to area, but normally they can be actually academicians too. The daily life could be like standard work, improving. I'm not sure, I don't know that. I haven't seen that actually. But if I think about schools, it's something like you go to a teacher and it says something to you. But in Turkey, it's not too good actually. For like, we don't have such a guidance in high schools. So a clinical psychologist, a psychologist can work in schools, but it's not going to be a perfect job for her or him or the students. For Turkey in general, I'm comparing it to Europe. I'm not sure. It was the first that I could mention English English can provide you with some stuff, some good stuff. But other than that, campus life is good in Turkey actually. Campus life is very good in some schools, not everywhere, but generally, campus life, the relationships and friends, maybe if you have a good social, if you're socially, how can I say?
Socially active.
It can work for you very well. It can improve you. And actually, this is what is the university. And if you want to improve yourself, you can just read. In my major, I'm trying to be actually an academician. I took my grades high so that I can be an academician. And I just want to have knowledge in area of psychology. So academy is a good place for me to improve, because I don't like staying still. But for other people, it can be every area, as I mentioned before, every area of companies, schools, they can work about psychology. Yeah, it can be that the classes are good, but just don't think that classes are gonna be enough, because in the classes they're gonna just they're just gonna give you some books and they're gonna evaluate you from those books, and you're gonna get accents from those books. But other than that, you just should not stay still and don't think that it's enough. You should read actually. About if you are just if you just want to be a good psychologist, or you want to have psychology information knowledge, you just have to read in every area. Actually, it's about being curious. It could be that integrated psychology. I would like to have a course that contains practical side of the psychology in daily life. For example, there's a psychologist named Jordan Peterson. So I'm watching him, and he just explains that you just what was he say? Tidy up your room. Just fix your room and then start again. In every area of your life, social life or family, he just give advices, but these advices are about researches or general things that get you from chaos to order. So a course and an academician that focuses on daily life and its importance could be great.
Okay, thank you so much. It was really great.